Deep breath.
Breathe in. Breathe out.
Woosah. Oh, don't do that now. Goodness gracious. You better go from woosah to your boy snapping on you. 0 to 100 real quick.
I know you took that little half a second to try and find something wrong with woosah.
Yeah, it didn't work out.
Yeah. All right, bro.
But I'm not a rapper.
Bro, I'm excited because finally, we're after multiple attempts, after months and months of saying we were going to do it. We are finally doing Ramy Part 2.
Let go.
Yes, for a lot of you, some of you. Matter of fact, we did the live not too long ago, and someone was like, "Yo, y'all been talking about doing the Ramy Part 2 episode for months. Y'all not going to do it." Well, guess what, buddy? Here it is. This one's dedicated specifically to you.
And this one's for you.
Put a finger in the air. Mo.
Yes, Muhammad. So look, now that
All right,
got him.
My bad.
It's all good. So now that we're gonna go ahead and get Ramy Part 2 done, should we go into a little detail about what this is gonna compose of? Do just hop right in and just get him going, bro.
Before we do any of that, let's just get this podcast
let's get
started.
this show started. Shout out to my boy Ramy Yusuf, baby. Let's go, baby. Talata. Itneen Wahid, go.
What's going on, everybody? This is Jabril Salam.
And Muhammad Hassan.
And you listen to the Young and Muslim Podcast.
Asalaamu Alakum. Wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Say it back.
Everybody.
And then say mashallah. Okay.
Look at these faces. Say mashallah. Look, this episode is well overdue, but I think that is perfect timing because not too long ago, I think it was like a week, 2 ago, Mahershala Ali posted a photo of himself and Ramy Yusuf. Ramy, that is the guy who the show is named after, filming season 2.
Yes.
Season 2 of Ramy is on the books. Hulu is going to be releasing it. We don't know when yet. We'll get the details later. Just follow us on Instagram or whatever, and we will let you guys know when that's going down. Because I think we'll do it differently next time. It was dope doing this, months after the fact. But I think what we'll do is we'll do like mini episodes for each episode and just talk about the one episode.
Mm-hmm. Do like in real time, almost like what you were talking about with The Walking Dead. As soon as The Walking Dead is done, they have like a sit down discussion.
Yeah, but that's different because like it comes on once a week. You can't binge The Walking Dead. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you can binge. Yeah,
you can binge it. You can watch all of it. So what we'll do is we'll probably just do one episode at a time and release it. Just like we might release 2 a week or something.
Yeah, no.
And in addition, look, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's just do the next 5 episodes.
Look, we're gonna get it done.
We're trying to plan out how we're going to do season 2 better than we've done season 1.
And we got to make sure when we do, we got to be a bit more vivid this time and storytell because our peeps out in the UK, shout out.
Yeah, y'all can't
watch Hulu, man.
Yeah, that sucks.
So
UK.
This time we're gonna give it a really good try in regards to storytelling, do a good job. But like you mentioned, Jabro, when the new episodes come out for season 2, we're gonna be dropping them with details. That way, it's like the watched episode.
I don't know.
They can't watch it. Bro.
I don't feel obligated to like paint you a picture. Like, if you can't watch it, you better freemovies123.com. Like, get a torrent, whatever it is you gotta do.
Bro's not a hacker, as you can tell.
Well, no, it's not that. It's just like, bro, look, we're trying to give a synopsis on the episodes, not I'm not trying to describe something to Stevie Wonder. You know what I mean? Like, look, man, let's get on with the show, bro. We got 5 episodes of Ramy to describe to you guys, to give our breakdown and what each episode meant. I'm really excited about the last 2 episodes because of the whole series, those were the only 2 episodes where it was like one led into the other. The other ones are kind of like independent episodes. But with this one specifically, I'm very excited. I feel. Do you prefer the first 5 or the second 5 episodes?
That's a good question. The first 5 I haven't seen in a while.
Yeah.
I feel like the first 5 was just, they're really funny. You know what I mean? Like in the beginning, it was a lot of funny scenes, but the next 5 gets kind of really not serious, but it does change a lot of perspective and see how other people are living.
Yeah. Because it's not about him anymore. It's like it talks about his sister and his mom, and then the last one talks about like it's not even about him. He's not the main character in the last 5, except for he's not the main character between 6 and 8.
That's a good point. He does remove himself in those 3 episodes.
Yeah, he takes himself out of the equation for 2 episodes, basically completely.
Right.
And then the 8th one,
shout out,
he wasn't the main character. His best friend was the main character in that one. Kind of. Anyways, let's get into it.
All right, we over here spilling beans.
All right, so episode 6, what was the name of episode 6, Mo?
Refugees.
So this episode was centered around his sister Deena, where it, with Ramy, he's free going. He's able to move how he wants to move. He can just do what he wants, and his parents basically say nothing. However, his sister, who is 25 in this series, she feels as though she still can't even get out of her house without being interrogated. Ramy, he's out here in these streets getting loose. You know what I'm saying?
Getting after it.
So nasty. Like he's out here, you know what I'm saying? And his parents are kind of just like, it is what it is, or he's going to hang out with this girl, whatever. But as soon as his sister says she's going out to her friend's house, it's like this crazy big deal.
Yeah.
But this episode starts off with her going to the coffee shop and meeting. Oh, no. The
episode starts off with the father and Deena being a young girl. Don't know how exactly old she was, but the father was having the sex talk with her in Arabic and was telling her, like, look, you don't want to be these women that get pregnant and, asking Allah to save them from the situation that they're in, because he said, just like a Coke bottle, once it's open, like, it's useless or it loses its taste, or you just gotta drink it right away. That's what he did, which was the weirdest thing I've ever seen in my life.
That was the most awkward. He was like, once you're a Coke bottle, it's useless.
Once it's broken, exactly.
And he drank the joint, and she just like, her face was just like, what?
I mean, it's interesting because a lot of people, that's how that quote unquote sex talk is with their parents. Like, they get out the way. They might drop 1 or 2 sentences, just like the father did, and be like, all right, job is done. I am out. They know what they need to do.
Yeah, the biggest sin ever is to have sex before you get married. And once you do that, you're basically worthless to anybody. And he was like, then you'll get pregnant. And you'll get pregnant. And then you'll have to marry a white man.
Named John.
And he will leave you. Like, yo, he just got so vivid for no reason. This girl's like 6.
She's like, what?
Yeah, it was
coincidentally,
crazy.
In the show, she's talking to a white dude, right?
Yeah.
And later on.
All right. So then what happens, Mo?
So after they have that talk, she's kind of freaked out. Then it cuts into her being in college, studying. I forgot what she was studying, but what she wanted.
It's neither here nor there.
Exactly, neither here nor there. So she's at college, and then she finds this young white guy, Caucasian guy who she likes. I think has been trying to talk to her for a while.
Yeah, he's a barista.
And what I thought was interesting was that, like, not only was he interested in her, it was almost like he didn't even know how to approach her. You know what I'm saying? Because he was just like,
do any of us? Like, that's, bro, no.
That's why it was so real. It wasn't like a movie where he came over so smooth and got her number. You know what I mean? He had to like draw some illustrations on a cup and was like, hey, let me, so cheesy.
Yeah, he was like,
let me get your cup.
He was like, let me finish this drawing real quick. And then put his number.
But the cheesy things worked,
bro. Yo, shawty's love the cheesy stuff.
She said, okay, give me my cup. It's the unexpected, bro. You feel me? Like, she wasn't expecting that.
Come on.
Anyway, then after that, after that, she ended up linking with her friends. All right.
Yeah. Because she was kind of like thinking about it, and then she went home, and that's when the whole situation when they were at the dinner table, and she was like, "Y'all don't say anything to Ramy. He's just going out to go chill with a girl, and y'all say nothing. But I'm going to my friends. Y'all asking what time am I going to be back?
Yep. Who are you going to be with?
Yeah, where I'm going to be. Like, y'all ask a million questions. So that right away it steps into the double standard between people in the same family, but a brother and a sister, and how they're both looked at totally different, because Ramy's sex talk was completely different. You know what I'm saying?
It was motivating. Like, hey, Ramy, Ramy, where you going? But I thought it was interesting because it's almost the same in my situation, how it used to be. Like, mom's like, yo, Muhammad, where you going? I'm going out. With who? With friends. Like, I don't. Maybe it depends. If she's aggravated, that I might go into details. You feel me? But most of the time, like, oh, who you hanging with? Jabril. Some other guys, where are you guys going? We'll see. Maybe hang out. We'll just be chilling. Okay. And that's enough.
And your sister can't do
My sister's like, wait, you said what? Which IHOP? On what street? You know? Who is the waiter?
Send me your pen. Like,
and one time, I'm not going to lie to you, one time my sister said she was going to IHOP, and me and my mom pulled up on her. Like, during that, I'm telling you, if you watch YouTube, it was like legit stakeout. Who's in the back like?
What? Yo, that's crazy.
Oh,
yo,
like,
that's not something you should have even said, bro. Bro, I'm pretty sure your sister listens to the podcast. You should not have said that.
Oh no, she were like, I already told her.
Oh, okay, all right,
yeah.
cool. Wow,
Yeah, so,
wow.
She was like, yeah, can you guys come pick me up? We're like, we on the way. But it was more towards the end of when she was about to be done. You feel me?
Be there at 15.
Stop and get in gas. But anyway, so after that,
she goes to her friend's house, right? And she's with her two friends.
Before she went there, didn't her uncle also come over? Or no, that was before. Okay.
So she goes over to her friend's house, and they're talking yada yada yada, and they're talking about being virgins. And she finds out one of her friends recently lost her virginity, and she's like, "What? I thought we were all gonna wait together, like the sister of traveling pants, or whatever." And so then it puts this idea in her head of like, well, shoot, I kind of want to toy around with it, right? Like, because she was thinking about it. You kind of get the feeling that she was kind of like, like curious, right? Like, aren't we all? Anyways, what was funny about this particular scene was they were there and they got pizza, and so when they were, I guess on the app, it tells you if who's the person, kind of like Uber, right? Like Uber Eats or whatever.
Yep.
And she goes, "Oh, is it a guy or a girl?" And then she's like, "Oh, it's a guy." She's like, "Oh, okay." And she grabs her hijab and puts it on. And it was just hilarious. Like the timing of it was just funny because they were just talking about, like I just had sex, da. And then she thought, which I'm not saying she shouldn't have, but I just thought it was like funny. It was good timing. And so she leaves there. Then that's when Deena has the dream.
Even right before the dream, what I saw in that part, a good thing that Ramy kind of depicted there was influence. You know what I mean? The power of peer pressure and the power of influence. Not in a bad way, just what the situation was. Like, she was like, "Oh, I thought we could be all this and together." She's like, "Well, I tried it." Then she herself was like, big question mark over her head. You know what I mean? Like, okay, well, this girl did it. One thing that I thought was interesting was like, she was like, was it a Muslim guy? Remember?
Oh yeah. I was
was he Muslim? She was like, come on, the Muslim guys don't want us. You know what I mean? And they want to mess around until it's time for them to get married. It's
so I said this on the podcast before, and for any of you guys listening, watching, we're going to put it on the story. Make sure you guys respond because we want to get your response.
Yes, please.
Now, what I'm going to say, some of you guys will be like, "Oh my, astaghfirullah," but you know me, I don't care. So,
he does care.
I care, but it's just like a hypothetical. It's a truth, right? Would it be better?
Oh, we did talk about this.
Yeah, we talked about this. Would it be better for Muslim men and Muslim women to mess around together? Like a lot of us are doing outside, and I say us. That was my old life. Outside of marriage, or is the way things happening now fine, and we shouldn't even tamper with it? You know what I'm saying? Because
we're asking y'all.
Yeah, because like I in my head, I'm like, look, if we encourage Muslims, if we create an environment where it's like Muslim young people, Muslim youth can engage with each other and it's not as taboo, I think we'll see a lot less of like people getting into premarital sexual situations. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not foreign. You're not looking at this girl, you're not looking at this guy like, oh, like that's just for marriage. Like you're like, look, I can be friends, like we can people think getting to know somebody is always for the sake of marriage, but it's like, yo, like, I've known this girl since we were young. We grew up together. We go to the same youth groups or whatever. Like we go to the same parties. Like, all right, not those type of parties, but you get what I'm saying. Like you're familiar with the people around you, so you automatically look at them as options. You don't go out there, play the field, and then come back and be like, what are my options now? You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
it's interesting, man.
Yeah. So it's I hope everybody can get where I'm going with this hypothetical.
So basically what you're saying is that, like, instead of having different groups of friends for different things, why wouldn't you just have basically just a pool of young Muslims just hanging out, doing everything together?
Not so much that it's just like, oh, like these are your Muslim friends and you do everything with them.
Yeah,
it's more so along the lines of how do we create a culture where it's like we don't have to go outside of our religious group when we consider dating people, and we consider like looking at people because we like them. Because let's be real, in today's society, we have more options. We have more accessibility when it comes to jobs and all that stuff. So people are going to get married later. People living longer, they're going to get married later, right?
We have more options now,
exactly, right? And then on top of that, biologically, we start liking each other. And, like we're assessing options early on. But it doesn't mean that we're necessarily ready to get married. It just means that you're assessing options like, when you're 14, 15, bro, we all had like that little high school crush, middle school crush, whatever it is. So where I'm going is it would be way better if off the back, Muslim men and Muslim women were looking at each other rather than looking outside and playing the field outside of the religious community. It'd be better if we were playing the field within the religious community and we created a culture where it was not normalized to go around and do what people are doing now, but it was normalized for it to be put in a good setting. You get what I'm saying?
I mean, you just got to see the atmosphere. I mean, think about it. Where do you meet people? Work, school. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, unless those environments are filled with those type of people, then it's kind of hard for it to happen. Unless somebody creates it. I mean, for example, if we want anything like that, what do we have to do? Go to a quote unquote young Muslims event at like a mosque or something like that.
But that's what the problem is.
It's very exclusive to like a one-time thing, once a month, once a year, or you go to you go to ICNA and you got to go to this marriage fair. It's like, oh my God, that's a lot.
It's like we're going shopping, right? Yeah. Like everything, like when you go in your house and there's nothing to eat, so you eat all the snacks. It's like we treat our Muslim relationships like, we need to go and get a full course meal. But like, every now and then I just want like some Pringles.
Hold on, hey, but you can't be out here getting samples now.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying I want samples, but what I'm saying is it is nice to be able to be like, look, like there's these Muslim women that I know and I've known them. Like this is like I'm not going out and just searching the globe for Muslims to marry. It's like, no, they're suitable people in front of me, and they don't have to become options after I've already played the field for the last 5-6 years.
But think about it. That's just so much on the heart. Every girl that you meet, you gotta be like, oh my God, this marriage, bro, that's so much. It's just like, this is X, Y, and Z. This X, Y, Z. Hey, cool, it's nice to meet you. My name's Muhammad. Asalaamu Alakum. You know what I'm saying? And then that's it. It's not like, oh man, I can see a future with her. Then a future with her. A future with her. It's like,
it's exhausting.
All right.
It's exhausting. So after that, she eventually has the dream, right? Where, long story short, the dream was like after she went to Fatima's house, she had this dream about the dude Kyle coming over, and they start like
Caucasian.
The white guy. Like I'm pretty sure they can insinuate by the name Kyle that But anyways, so then they go back to her room. She's like, "Are you sure anybody's home?" So they start like making out with whatever on the bed, and then all of a sudden the mom busts in. Right. Well, first off, before that even happens, he's like, "What position do you want me to put you in?" She was like, I'm cool with any of them. And so then he's like, "Have you done this?" She was like, "No." So all right, so that was just funny. So boom. Mom comes in and she just starts going off, like she's talking in Arabic and like, oh my God. Then she calls the dad in, the uncle comes in and he's like, oh my God, your grandma came all the way from Egypt to see you have sex.
When he said in Arabic, I was done. He said, we brought your grandma all the way from Egypt.
How do you say it in Arabic, bro?
But he said and the way she came was all slow, like
she was in so much pain.
All the way from Egypt.
Bro, I never actually say anything in Arabic. Just say that one line, like what he said in Arabic.
It's an Egyptic ستك عشان أشوف هتعمل لي sex or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Bro.
Because each Egyptian joint, like the Arabic, the dialect is different. But the thing that I was laughing was that like he had that part, and then all of a sudden they threw in the part like, you don't care about refugees.
What was that? It was like so random. He was like, and then look,
and that was the title of the show.
He's like, you're over here having sex, and you don't care about the refugees. And then Kyle's like, oh hey, how you doing? My name's Kyle. You went to art? Like talking to the refugee boy, like you had to be there. Anyways, then Ramy comes in, so like everybody's going crazy.
أنا جبت ستك من مصر عشان أشوفك هتعملي sex.
Yeah, it was like so long, and you're sitting there like, and the grandma just. So then Ramy comes in, and everything just like clears up, and everyone's like, Ramy, hey.
What are you about to do? I'm about to go see this girl. My boy.
Hey, yeah, good luck.
He's like, give me condom. I think the uncle said that like you were crazy.
Oh man. So yeah, it was like even in her dream she saw the double standards of it. So
double standards.
So eventually what happens is she leaves. She's like, well, she's getting ready to leave and she's frustrated, and Ramy's like, well, why don't you just go do what you're gonna do? They're gonna let you do it anyways. Just take what they're gonna say and go do what you're gonna do anyways, right? So she's like, okay, cool. So she's like, hey, I'm going out. Where you going? Oh, I'm going to go with some friends. Yeah, boom. She gets out the house, right? She goes to a dude's house.
Yeah.
And he makes dinner and it's all nice or whatever. But then, after dinner, things start going down. And he starts fetishizing her, which he's like,
speak to me in Arabic.
Yeah, say things in Arabic, or are you disappointed that you're about to have sex with an infidel? And it was like real weird.
Yeah.
And what it was, he was fetishizing her based off of like pornographic fantasies, and it was interesting because it's like, does this really happen? Like, is this how like? We saw like the whole thing with like Mia Khalifa and like when she wore the hijab, and I actually watched that interview. It was pretty sad.
We watched the interview together. I remember you showing me.
Yeah, we watched it when we were coming from Detroit, and it was sad because like I remember in that interview she was like, oh, I told the dudes, I was like, I can't do this because if I do, they'll kill me, right? And it's funny because you know how many people that was like, they were saying that was like one of the most watched porn videos ever, right? And just look at how that influenced all the way down to even the show. How we have this white dude who's fetishizing this Egyptian girl, this Muslim Egyptian girl, based off of one like porn film.
Wow. That
they took and put hijab on a woman in a film. So it's like, wow. That first off, we haven't even had an episode just about porn. Right.
I know.
We need to do one of those.
I know. And we will.
But just in this instance, she realizes that and she's like, okay, I'm done. Like, I can't do this.
Which was good. I mean, I like, because that
was great.
That was almost like God speaking to her, like, look, this is what this guy's after. This is his intention. I mean, his intention showed up. His true colors showed. And she was like, I'm not with that. And then rocked that. I mean, there's a reason why we're not supposed to have sex before marriage, because some people just aren't committed. They're going to hit it and run. This is reality. And some ladies get finessed, and some guys get finessed too. Come to think of it, guys do get finessed. Don't think that,
and this isn't no one-way street. This ain't no, look, girls out here trying to get theirs too. So, anyways.
It was important that you said that, though. That was actually really...
Yeah, no. Because that's actually something we've avoided. We haven't talked about porn, and we really need to. Yeah. Like, we got to stop. We got to bite the bullet, right? So, what I thought was the most important part of this entire film was that part. This entire episode was that part, and then going into the very last shot when she gets in the car and she sighs and she looks out the window and just starts like laughing, because then she realizes the importance of why she's still a virgin and why her parents are so strict on her. And you can see just in that like 5 seconds, 6 seconds, you see how much she just appreciates, all the stuff that her parents put her through for her to actually have self-control in that last bit. She's like, this is so dumb. I'd rather just wait.
Worth it.
It's not worth it. And that was like, man, that was a really good way to end Zed episode.
To go off on that part, do you remember when her friend Fatima said that, oh, you think your first time is going to be this glamorous thing? You know what I'm talking about? You remember the part she said that? And when I thought that, I was like, that's really interesting, because some people that I know that there's... it might have been Megan Good. It was somebody who was like, they wish that they would have waited before sex, because that first time wasn't that magical experience. They thought like fireworks and everything was gonna be. You feel me? They were like, oh damn, like it'd been nice to kind of save this for that special somebody too.
Look, we had a friend ask us about like, yo, like I'm still a virgin and should I wait and da da da. We're like, bro, wait. Like, trust me, wait. If you are contemplating, if you're like, should I like I have the opportunity? Wait, wait. I promise you, it is worth it.
And do not let others put you down, saying like, "Oh, you don't get girls. Oh, you still haven't got it in yet. What are you doing with your life?"
You know what you say to them? Man. You know what you say to them? Yo, when's the last time you been tested, bro?
Hey,
yeah. Look, you want to send somebody down like a dark spiral? Ask them that, and I promise you, they won't say nothing to you again. Mm-hmm. So if you're a virgin out here, be proud of it.
Just keep it up, baby. Mm-hmm. Hey, God gonna bless you.
Actually, that's another episode. we need to do an episode.
Working on top of work.
All right, so then we get into the next episode. This is episode 7. This one I think can be pretty.
It is.
I kind of want to sum this one.
I think we can.
Yeah. This episode was an episode that was just on the aspect of the mother. It was in the perspective of the mother, and you really get a sense of how lonely moms are. Just to do like a quick recap of the episode. Ramy's mom is lonely because her kids are both in school or working.
She's a stay-at-home mom.
Yeah, she's a stay-at-home mom. So like that's all she does. So she decides she wants to get a job and she works Uber.
It was a Lyft, I think. It was
Lyft. It was Lyft. So she works Lyft and she's having issues with it and she's thinking about quitting. And then eventually she gets this French guy who also he's French and she is his mom was Algerian, I think. So she knows French. So she's like, I haven't spoke French in a minute. She starts getting a connection with a dude, but then he's married and she gets mad and
you really did sum that joint up.
Yeah. I mean, bro,
beginning, middle, and end.
Yeah, and then at the end, like she has this moment with her husband, they have sex and then he just like back onto his regular stuff. And it really just focuses on how a mother, especially a stay-at-home mom, is lacking attention and how we don't give real attention to our moms, and we tend to underappreciate them, what they do, and how the husbands tend to not have a real connection with their wives.
Bro, look, that episode was exactly that. It was lack of attention and underappreciation. She didn't feel like she was appreciated. Even in the opening of the scene, she saw some people working out and she was motivated. She's like, hey, telling her husband, like, I want to stop smoking cigarettes and I want to work out. I want to feel good, remember? And the husband's like, why are you going to go to that gym? That's just for young people. And as soon as you step in there, they're going to find a way to take all your money. Like, don't worry about that.
Yeah, he was like,
just have a seat. And while he's smoking the hookah.
He was like, watch some videos on YouTube.
Exactly. It's funny, like, and this is just a recommendation for all the guys out there, man. Like, if you got a special somebody, your fiance or your wife that's telling you that they want to do something, support them. Don't just say like, go watch YouTube, go out there and cook. Like, if they want to lose weight, help them with the diet, buy them groceries. So she felt that from the beginning, and then go back to Jabril's point. She met this French guy that actually gave her some attention and actually brought some love out because she hasn't spoke French so long, and that's what she loves doing. And bruh. He untapped something that has been tapped in for a while.
Look, just know if you ain't doing it, some other brother is.
And don't get it twisted, like, bro, like you're supposed to be like commenting your wife and make sure that they're feeling good and at like the highest level.
Look, Mo, I know you in the love season mode, but until either one of us are married, I ain't giving no marriage advice.
It's not
like, bro,
it's showing how to appreciate people. That's it, bro. Yeah, it's not marriage advice.
All right, cool. Because I was about to go on you, but I can't even no more. I can't even because you gave some. You're right.
So, but that was the main. Yeah, so if you're out there,
just of the episode.
If you have a mom, show your mom how much you love them, and if they have any dreams, support them. If they want to do something, do it. Don't just think that them being a mom is enough.
So, all right, hold on. So I'm going to go in a little bit of detail when you say appreciate them. It's not so much just appreciate them. It's actually talk to your mom and understand your mom. Because remember, what I learned about this episode, because it focused on the mom, you learned that she had a whole life outside of just her family.
Her kids.
And I think a lot of times we tend to forget that. So you were like, Mom, so like, what did you do growing up? Like, how was it growing up? What are your dreams? What are your ambitions? Like, what do you want to do now? Like, I like to have those conversations with my mom to get to know my mom, because although I've been with her my whole life, there's still some things about her that, you just don't know, which are worth knowing.
Do you think a lot of our parents put their goals on hold until we get a certain age? I mean, I feel like your parents are chasing a lot of goals that they may haven't had a chance to. I mean, when you were younger.
I mean, when you have kids, you got to put certain things. I don't think you have to put them on hold, but I do think that you have to delay a lot of things.
The reason why I ask that is that I tell people like, hey, you know, your parents have goals and aspirations like you. Have you ever asked them? And they give me a look like, nah, my parents sacrificed everything to come here. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, they may have sacrificed everything, but they're still sacrificing everything now. Like, you should be working. Like, you should be good. You feel me? Like, what are your parents trying to do? So,
yeah. Well, the question is, that's a very blanket statement. Oh, my parents sacrificed everything to bring it. Well, true, but maybe their dream was just to come to America.
Yeah.
Maybe their dream was to.
I'm living it right now.
Yeah, maybe their dream was to have a family and kids, and like that's what they aspire to do. Right? Cool at that point in time, but what have they aspired to do lately?
No.
Because you get new dreams all the time. Like, bro, like you come up with new ideas all the time. So you're like, yo, like I want to do this one day. I want to do that one day. So what? Being actively engaged with your parents, that's critical. And the way I do it is I always put myself in my parents' shoes. Like, yo, that will suck. You have kids and then they never ask you like what your dreams are. You have a spouse, and if you have a spouse that never asks you what your dreams are,
and you just working your tail off, bro.
But then it's like, for what? Like you're just working to live and then die, and that sucks.
Bruh.
Like, are you working towards a specific goal? And that's why I think as men, we have to have a vision, and we have to have like a mission, because the mission that you have as a man is the same mission you're going to have for your family, and becomes your family culture.
Women look for that.
Yeah,
women like, okay, where is this guy going? Okay, I like where he's going. Let me hop on board and be his engine and help him get there. That's the best for all of our family. The women listen now like, oh, that's not the case. I mean, that's just what I've seen. You know, women want to be led, and they want to be felt secure that they can be led down the right direction.
Bro, women want a man with some vision.
That's what I'm saying.
What are you looking forward to? What are you trying to do? Are you just trying to, get your family to Jannah, or like, are you trying to do something bigger, something more grandiose? And that's cool if you choose either or. You know what I'm saying? So this is just men advice. Like, yo, have a goal, have a mission, and make sure that your family's on the same mission.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying?
My man.
So then we get into episode 8.
Saving Michaela.
The
weird.
All right, this it wasn't even weird. I felt like it was out of sync with the rest of the season. Like, it made sense because it was cool, because you get to understand his friend Steve. Steve is his best friend who is I can't remember what disease he has. I don't think they say it. No. But he's wheelchair confined. And he can't do anything. Like, he can't use a bathroom on his own. He can't eat on his own. Can't do anything on his own. But apparently he can still get boners, which we only know that because dude is trying to have sex with this girl in the episode. So it was weird. Anyways, so this episode, Steve is a gamer, so I think he can still like maneuver his wheelchair with his fingers and stuff.
Cause that's how he gets around.
Yeah, so he's still able to maneuver like his fingers, but like, imagine like you can't do anything except for maneuver your fingers and maybe move your head from side to side, right?
We blessed, man.
Right, alhamdulillah. Like, make sure every day you are thanking yourself, thanking Allah that you it could always be worse for you.
That's what I'm saying.
It could always be worse for you.
If you have nothing to be grateful about, find something.
Your health, bro. Always be. Yo, every morning when you wake up for Fajr, thank Allah that you woke up, and thank Allah that you can walk and you can see and you can hear, whatever it is that you have that is an ability that someone else probably doesn't have. Thank Allah for that. So he meets this girl online playing video games and realizes they don't live that far away from each other. So he's like, hey, I want to meet her. We've been talking for a minute. Like, we got to go there. I need you to go buy me booze. I need you to get me condoms, and I need you to take me over there. And Ramy automatically is like, bro, like, this isn't a good idea. Like, you don't know, girl. Like,
my man Steve had a mission and he needed a wingman. That's exactly.
No, he didn't need a wingman. He needed like basically like a caretaker.
Yeah,
to go on this mission. Like, he needed a driver.
He guilt tripped Ramy. Like, oh, for real? Always caring about yourself and not for others.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And he's like, bro, this is my only opportunity. And in that instant, I felt really bad for dude, like really bad. Cause he was like, he had a point. He's like, bro, like, there aren't many women who are going to try and get down with me. And I was like, damn.
Right.
I felt he guilt tripped me.
Hit the soul.
I was like, dang, I'll give you a ride, bro. Like, so
I'll pull up.
Then we get to the scene when they go into the gas station.
Oh man.
When Ramy goes in the gas station, because he's like, I'm gonna go in the gas station, get your condoms, get your drinks. He was like, I don't even know what to get because I don't drink. He was like, what do I do? Right. So he gets him a bunch of like random alcohol, and then he gets up to the counter, and then what happens? I'll let you take this.
After he gets to the counter and has everything in hand, it's a Muslim guy at the counter, and he's like, "Can I see ID to buy the beer or the alcohol?" He's like, "Oh, your name is Ramy." He said, "Oh, you're Muslim?" Yeah. He said, "Oh, but it's not for me." He said, "Oh, you buying liquor for somebody else?" "Oh no, it is for me." Oh, he was just
because he was like, "Well, I can't sell it to you.
I can't sell it to
someone else." Yeah, that's how they do.
And then he thought about Steve. He's like, He's like, "This is for me." He's like, "Dang, dude, why are you drinking?" And so
like he just gave him the most judgmental stare ever.
Yo, Ramy got put in a side between a rock and a hard place in that position. Like, man, do I take this and have this man judge me, or do I really, look out for Steve and bite the bullets? So,
yeah. What was funny about that was after he's like, Asalaamu Alakum, and the guy just looks at him.
He shook his head like, don't even give me that.
But the irony of it is, this man owns a gas station that sells alcohol and cigarettes, but yet you judging another Muslim for coming there and buying alcohol and cigarettes.
Booyah. That's the world we living in now, bro.
Bro, like, you know how many Muslims own gas stations and sell all that stuff anyway? So it's like, bro, you're just as wrong for selling it and making it accessible as the dude who's buying it for, not even himself, for his friend.
Hey, Ramy's supplying one person. Who knows how many people the guy in the gas station is?
Here's the thing. But they're equal.
Yeah. Sure.
In that moment, they're equal.
They are equal.
Because you're supplying it for him and he's supplying for someone else. So for you to judge him is like, wow.
But the guy that's supplying, once you supply something, you don't know how many people it's gonna hit. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, my man's supplying. He's supplying the whole hood.
So like one bottle could hit 12 different people. Like, so if something would happen to 12 different people, that would all come back to the guy that started. You know what I mean? The originator, the supplier. But yeah, that was very interesting.
I thought that was hilarious. Scene. I was like, bro, you are the biggest hypocrite in the world right now.
Good job, Ramy. I like how you put that in because it's
really and that was slight. That was slight. We caught that though. We caught it.
Slight work.
Yeah. So then from there they get to this girl's house. It's her and a friend, and automatically like, yo, these girls look hella young. Like one of them got braces. She looked like she about 14. Turns out the girl is just about to turn 16, and Steve's like, I don't care, because he's like, how many? Because I think in Jersey the age of consent was like 16 at the time. Yeah. So he's like, yo, she's 16, but they're like been drinking and they're smoking, and so now Ramy is definitely in a rock and a hard place again, where he's in this place with two underage girls who are drinking
their alcohol,
smoking, and then one of them's about to have sex with them. So what ends up happening is
that's charges on top of charges.
Yeah, bruh. As soon as I saw it, I would have willed Steve's butt out and we were gone.
I ain't catching no F.
So what ends up happening is, to skip over some of the more detailed parts, what ends up happening is that the girl that Steve was there for, she starts throwing up, like she overdrank, like ignorant teenagers do. So Ramy's like, crap, like he busts down. He didn't panic. It was good he was there. And I think that's something we need to go in detail with. It was good he was there. He wasn't drinking. He wasn't, engaged in any of that stuff. And he saved his girl from wanting to commit suicide.
Oh man,
right?
Good point.
And then he also saved the other girl because she was over drinking. Now they already had alcohol anyways. They were already drinking, so she was already drunk when they got there. Mm-hmm. She started drinking more once they came, and so now she's like throwing up. Steve can't do anything because he can't do anything, right?
Yeah.
And Ramy takes her to the hospital, takes Michaela to the hospital where his best friend is a doctor, and he's like, listen, I won't say anything, just, boom, I'll take her in and we'll be out. So what's interesting about that is we've been in conversations where people say that, oh, like you shouldn't be in these type of settings, like da. But And I've been in that situation. I've been in a situation where I've helped out drunk people or stopped people from drinking and driving just because I was there. Mm-hmm. And in this same situation, if he wasn't there, 2 people could have died that night. If he was like, still, you know what, Steve, you got it. I can't be here. Like I did what I can. This is too much already. I gotta go. two girls would have been dead, and his friend would have been in there alone for who knows how long until he came back with a girl that basically drank herself to death and another girl that committed suicide. So it's like, that's why this episode was necessary. I think it was like, yo, sometimes Muslims being in situations that aren't exactly halal situations puts them in a position where they can actually save lives.
Yeah,
because I know I've saved a life before.
That's true, and it might also be that the episode was there to shed some light that this is reality, and sometimes you may get in these type of situations. You know what I mean? As young Muslims here in America, because you can say the same argument on the other side. It's like, well, if Ramy didn't take Steve over there, then none of this would have been good. You know what I'm saying? So it can happen both sides. It's really hard because they say, you know, stay away from that. Don't even come near it. You know what I'm saying? But that's almost like anywhere now I go to the movie theaters and they're selling alcohol. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, dog, alcohol is a way of life. You know what I'm saying? For people. So for me to stay away from it, I don't know. It's just
look,
weird.
For Muslims, remember, for Muslims, a lot of it is just preventative. It's like, don't be around it because you don't even want to be tempted.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And I think, you know, once you get older and you know, hindsight's 20/20, right?
Yeah. It's
like you get a little bit older, you have more self-control, and like I never really had a desire to drink or do any of that stuff. That's good. Not everybody has that self-control. And that means that you have a very, you know, high taco. Like you're just like, yo, like that's not me. It's ingrained for me to not even want that, right? But for others, some people are weak, you know what I'm saying? And it's not meant for you to be in those situations. So I think that, you know, that those rulings are just like, look, don't even go near it because you don't even want to be tempted by it.
Exactly, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think that's more than anything because a lot of us out here, we ain't strong enough for it. So
cool.
That episode was good.
That was a great episode.
Still weird, but it was a good. it was still weird at how it kind of fit into everything, but it was cool to see again those 3 episodes, different perspectives. Now we're to, which in my opinion were the best 2 episodes aside from Do the Ramadan. That one was pretty good. Do the Ramadan. I think that was episode 3 or 4. Do the Ramadan. These are 2 of my favorite episodes. Again, like I said, episode 9 and 10 actually go together. You can't watch 10 without seeing 9.
Mm-hmm.
So Mo, you describe this because this is your home country. This is you get it a little bit. What's good, Ashton Kutcher? Oh man. Look. So just so you guys know, there's gonna be a little bit of explicit language in this part of the podcast, just because we're gonna be repeating stuff that is being said within the episode.
Yes. Disclaimer.
Because it is almost a little bit necessary. So if you are offended by the word nigga, then then you need to get over it because we're about to be saying it quite a few times just because of the episode.
Yes.
By the way,
these aren't our words.
They're our words being paraphrased for the episode. You guys got it though. Yeah, Mo, go ahead. Take us away with the beginning of episode 9.
Yes, let me get on top of my soapbox. So I like this episode because there was a lot of truth to it, and Ramy hit a lot of nails on top of the head. That's why I know that this man's the truth, to be honest with you.
You a foul for sure, bro. This man wants to hit up. Bro, we know you American, dog. You don't got to pull out a metaphor just to prove it. Every nail on top of... Yo, bro, just say what you got to say, dog. You are a fob, bro.
I got to prove that I deserve to
and
be
George
here.
Washington was the first president of the U.S. Like, bro, we get it. You a citizen, dog.
So, look.
Bro, first, hold up, bro.
Chill.
One of the funniest things was when you passed your citizenship test, bro. My man was in the tux.
My dad taught me right.
He was in a tux, bro. He was like proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free.
Until he told me to bear arms, I was like, oh. I bear witness that I can't do that.
So, man, it was hilarious.
Going to this episode, this right here I can relate to because there was a lot of sad things to this episode, man, but it was so real. So Ramy was going back to Egypt. I remember the first time I was going back to Egypt, I was so excited. So many people that I wanted to see that I've never seen before, that I haven't seen in a while. So Ramy's talking to his cousin, and they're so hyped. Like, yo, Ramy, you coming back? Like, well, yeah. And then he was packing to go to Egypt, right? Because, as you know, everybody listening, if you go somewhere, you got to bring gifts for your family members, because that's the only thing they're really looking for.
Yeah, they were like, this is how you show them that you love them.
So Ramy's parents like, oh, packing a whole bunch of stuff, and they're telling Ramy, like, they actually had like 2 or 3 suitcases just for Ramy to take, and he didn't bring it with him, right? And I've actually done that flow. Like, you don't want to deal with those things, bro. You just travel right now. Imagine going through customs and got to take things out of bags and like reweigh things, bro. It is annoying and it's a headache, but I know why they do it, because, you know, people back at home, they just don't have those gifts, and it does put a smile onto their face when you actually give them gifts.
But I think it's funny, right? But so we're gonna go into that, because these are my questions, questioning the culture.
Yes, absolutely.
And it's just, to me, it feels, that's grimy.
But then Ramy realized that when he got there, it was like he had all the gifts, and he was trying to give people hugs and get to know them. But they're like, Ramy. But once they got the gift, they kind of pushed Ramy to the side and enjoyed their, you know.
Bro, no, it was completely materialistic though. When he all right, so first off, we'll just start the first scene where he's in the house, they're packing gifts, and he's like, why do I gotta take all this? He was like,
that's what I'm telling you.
He was like, well, how else will they know that you love them? It's like, wow.
Only talked to him once.
Like, and look, and him being as naive as he is, says, no, they're just gonna be happy to see me.
Exactly. Hey, trust me, I thought the same thing.
Oh, for real?
Which they were happy, but some people, how can you be happy to see somebody that you don't even know? You feel me? Some people don't know me. So just, I'm seen as that American kid. You feel me?
Yeah, I feel you.
Who has money? Who don't?
Who they say has money, but I'm like, where they do that at?
Why he no wear no Jordans? why he got Reebok?
What's a shock?
Hans?
Shaquille O'Neal.
Hans? No Nike? But continue.
So like, yeah, I thought that was weird, man. And then when he took the suitcase and like threw it back upstairs, automatically I was like, yo, there's a pattern in this show where he creates his own problems. And him throwing that suitcase, as soon as he did that, I was like, Ramy, you're causing issues right now. Why are you doing this to yourself? Because you know it's going to come back and bite you in the butt.
Hey, he was trying to be rebellious. I think it might have been 2 cultures clashing. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Mm-hmm. But that happens though. You're right. When you go back to Egypt, you have to take like 4 or 5 suitcases just filled with stuff that's not even your clothes.
You got 5 suitcases and only 1 or half of that suitcase is yours. You just like,
wow.
Like, bruh. And then I remember when I went to Egypt, I brought everybody's stuff, and then 1 bag got lost, and that was my bag. I was so heated.
What?
So heated. But then,
did you find it?
Yeah. But
cool.
At the end of the trip, like leaving. So nothing.
This man was wearing the same jalabia the whole trip.
Exactly. All right. So
wow, that sucks.
After he got to Egypt, bro, he took out the iPad that he was trying to sell.
No. You can't skip.
Okay.
Like, look, if there's any episode that we're gonna go in detail almost with every scene, is this one
right here.
Yeah, and that's because I know it's a lot of things. I've watched this episode like 5-6 times. Mm-hmm. By the way, I watched it today. I watched it. You know what I'm saying? Like
Banner City.
Bro. So what was interesting was him coming out of the airport, right? And I say a lot of this is interesting because I don't know this, right? He comes out of the airport, automatically everybody's like, oh, buddy, I'll take you wherever you need to go, my friend. First off, they recognize from the jump that he is not a native Egyptian. He's not coming home.
He's a freshie. He's a fob.
They can look at him and tell that this dude is not from here. That was the first thing I noticed. And then dudes are like, no, I love you. He's like, but I love you more. Like, yo, this taxi driving service is, bro, they would kill each other if Uber was there.
Whatever you got to say to close the deal.
So then his cousin comes up. He was like, no, he's with me. Mm-hmm. He's like, what's good, my motherfucking nigga? We were like, and
Ramy's like,
he's like, what?
We really don't say that.
He was good. What's good, Ramy from America? Like, it's your motherfucking cousin. You like, whoa.
That's what they think America is, you know?
Yeah, and again, that's why we have to use the lingo, because it's like he he came up talking to him like he was going like, what's good?
He was
like,
gonna respond the same way.
Yeah, and nada. And then he calls on like Ashton Kutcher, and he's like, yo, like, dudes, where my car? Like, you came out of the airport, like, where's dudes, where my car? Oh, it's such a classic movie. And I thought that was really favish, cause you're like, bro, like, is that what y'all really think? Y'all think we just watch 3.5 Men and all these movies that y'all think are classic, whatever, right? And then and we just call each other nigga all day, like, like it was very evident. You could see exactly what they thought of U.S. lingo, culture, all that stuff, and Ramy's like, bro, like, nah, I'm not with that at all. Even when he's like, yeah, like, I'm trying to go see the mosque and all this, and no. Before that, he goes, oh, bro, you pat like really light. His cousin's name is Shadi. He was like, you pat really light. And he was like, yeah, man, you know. He was like, bro, I have a connect in the airport and I can get whatever I want. He's like, oh, bro, that's really cool. He's thinking flights. He's like, yeah, my man brings me back premium Kush, like Cali Kush. And his face is like, what? Like, he's just so confused. Like, it's just automatically in that first scene once he gets back, it's just such a culture shock. Yeah. They just like, wow, I was not expecting this at all.
Yeah, I mean, everything that Ramy wanted, that's not what his cousin thought he wanted. You feel me? So yeah, when I went back to Egypt, I feel like almost the same thing happened. Like, they were trying to take me to like American restaurants and McDonald's. I'm like, I don't want that. You know what I'm saying? You think I came here to eat McDonald's? No, I want to eat what we eat, our Egyptian food. I like that scene because it does shed a lot. Is
that how people do that? Like, they think that the American, they think you want to come here and eat the same stuff?
Yeah, no, they want to do everything to make it feel like you're in America. I'm like, bruh, there's a reason why I left America. Like, I'm in Egypt now. I'm here, you know? But it's another way around. People come here and they forget that they're American, and then they try to, adapt or install their own culture. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that makes sense when you come. When people come here, they want to eat American food, but I don't want to eat.
No. I mean, like, when people come here, just the other way around, they expect people to follow their culture. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see what you mean.
But now when I go to Egypt, I'm following Egyptian culture. But when Egyptians come here, they expect Americans to follow their culture, and they now follow American culture. You know what I'm saying?
I got you. I see what you mean.
But we spoke about that many times before. So
now that they're on the road, they go back. He's giving the gifts to all his aunt and his uncles and all the people, right? And it was just so weird seeing how gassed they were to get. He was like, Bengay, extra strength. Or she was like, you gave me Nike, I just do it. Like, she was just so hyped to have Nikes. And it's sad because in his head, he was like, I'm going back to Egypt to be with more grounded people, to get away from like all this confusion. I want to be around Muslims. This man didn't, even within the episodes we saw, he went to the masjid one time.
It was by himself, wasn't it?
No, that was we'll talk about that episode 10. Okay. He went to the masjid once, and both between those two episodes, and it sucks because you feel for him. You're like, yeah, he's finally getting away. He's gonna get like some enlightenment. He wants to find his Muslim identity, and all he found out was that this place that he thought was so enlightened and so religious was just as materialistic and lost as the place where he was coming from. You know what I'm saying? Crazy. Like, it wasn't like, even his family wasn't like, the family life wasn't better. It was like people were just on their phones, or they were only concerned about their gifts, and then they were out. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
And the better gift that they received, the more they loved Ramy, or the more they thought that Ramy appreciated them. You know what I'm saying? They're like, oh my God, you got me an iPad, an iPhone. Yeah, this man really does love me. He really does care about me. But they don't know, like, he could have had a bad year. You feel me? He could have been broke this year. You know, he could have just.
But they don't think that. It's like you said, they think from America you got money.
Hey, no, that ain't true. You know that.
I wish it was true.
Well, we still on EBT out here. All right.
Yeah, I'm about to cry.
And he did. Was it episode 9 where he asked him to hit the pyramids? And like, pyramids, bro.
No. They did, like, there was one point where they were driving from the airport to the house where he's like, yo, there's a pyramid. And he looked at it, and it did like a nice, like, little B-roll between, with some music. What I will say about the show, the cinematography is on point. Like, it's a very well shot show. Anyways, We talk about being materialistic. He wants to reconnect with his family. It was not there. Oh, what he talked about the revolution, and his cousin at one point was just like, bro, like, we don't want to talk about this stuff. Like, people died, and this was a real thing here. This wasn't just something that was on TV. Like, we have friends that are in jail or went to jail and died.
You can tell his cousin was traumatized because, you know, after he was doing a lot of drugs in the show too. So
he was snorting coke, he was drinking, but it was really funny how even here, you know, even your parents, like, I've heard your mom say, like, oh, you should go back to Egypt, it's so much better there. But it's like, yo, y'all do the same stuff, if not worse stuff there than people we know here.
It's just not publicized or televised. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
No, nobody talks about it. And that's why I got respect for Ramy, because he put it out there.
He put it out there, bro.
He put it out there. But you also see why those people are doing that stuff. And he said, because, like, bro, we're all traumatized. Like, we have friends that are dead. Like, we're trying to, like, numb ourselves to all that.
I saw something today on Facebook. It was a meme, but it was a damn good one. It was saying, like, bro, like, what do you expect? All these, like, you say all these young kids are doing drugs and overdosing, but they're swamped in student debt, can't afford a home, can't afford a family. You see me, like, bruh. And I was just like, wow, can't even afford a doctor or health care or somebody to help them with that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, dang, like, this is legitimately what people are just using just to get through things. You know, obviously that's why as Muslims we have God, but you gotta have sympathy for those people that haven't had the same blessings and haven't found Islam or God. You know what I'm saying?
But
even when you do have this,
even with religion, bro, like, this stuff is tough out here, cuz.
Yeah, you just keep it
like, it's not all sunshine and rainbows.
It's not a switch. It's not on and off switch.
Yeah, bro. That's why you have Muslims that be out here drinking and smoking and trying to find a way to kind of just level out the amount of stress and just sheer responsibilities that they have on them just to try and be something in this country. You know, so it's not as simple as just saying, like, oh, just pray 5 times a day and you'll be okay. Yeah. It's just, that's worse than the people that are like, yo, just read Quran and you'll be good. Like,
or if somebody's going through something, be like,
yeah, like, bro, good. I need to learn some real life stuff. Like, I gotta, you know what I'm saying? So, not saying religion isn't gonna solve anything, but it is saying that, yo, like, it's deeper than that sometimes. It's not just like people don't have religion. It's something really missing.
Religion can still be the core of it, but you need to add different aspects, whether it's like socially, physically, financially. Like, you have to add different avenues to make that, you know what I'm saying, like, really strong and have a strong base. Religion itself is not going to work. You feel me? Because you still need the spiritual aspect. Whole bunch of different things, man. I mean, hey, we are human beings, bro. So, that was a good...
Bro, we're not done with it. Why are you cutting off? So
I want to go to 10.
You want to go to 10? All right. Yeah, still, I know why you want to go to 10.
Yeah. And when we go
now, what? And I want to end off episode 9 with this one question: is the Egyptian water as bad as he made it seem?
Oh, absolutely. Oh my God! Like, when he said that, I could relate. He said, "Don't drink the water, dog." It's insane, man.
This man had the sprints. He didn't even have the runs. This man had the sprints, bro.
Man, when I was in Egypt, dog, I was like, yo, everything must be high in fiber, bro. Like, nothing was holding on to me. Everything was flowing like the Nile. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was insane. You know how people, like, in America, you got to use the number 1 and number 2? Over there was number 1 and number 1. 1.5.
Yo, that's disgusting, bro.
Have you ever, well.
Bro, yes.
You know,
bro.
You just, your diet gets changed up and you're like, what is going on?
Was odd as, like, when I was at the UK, I couldn't eat.
You couldn't eat nothing?
I don't know why I couldn't. I don't know. Maybe it was like the stress I was going through beforehand, but, like, I couldn't eat as much.
Yeah, so
my stomach didn't take that.
Go back to your question. Yes, it's what you got the hair in Flint, Michigan, man. But it's out there, bro. That's what it gets.
Oh my God, that's so nasty.
Yeah, dog.
Yeah, bro. The fact. Yeah, that was.
That's nasty. Real life facts.
Yeah,
that's real life facts.
No. Oh, and something big that happens in episode 9. He actually meets a woman who he's like, yo, I think I'm feeling this girl. Who he later finds out is Shadi's sister, which is Ramy's cousin.
It's always like that, though. That's always the case.
Oh, man. All right. So then episode 10 comes. It's literally the next morning. And Ramy is trying to get his cousin Shadi to take him to the country to go see his grandfather. That was actually the big driving force for him to go back to Egypt was because after Ramy's dad found out that he was having sex with this guy's wife.
We skipped all over that.
Right? No, we didn't skip over that. That was episode 5. Remember? Because we found out on episode 5. So
good call.
If you don't remember the first 5 episodes, go back to the first episode or the first episode we did on Ramy and re-listen. It's a very good episode. He starts listening to his father's tapes between him and his dad, so Ramy's granddad, and he was like, I knew at that point I had to come back. So his sole mission starting the episode was to get there, and he ends up getting in the car with this guy, the driver, who his family already paid to take him out there, and he tries to pull on the seatbelt, and the guy's like, la, 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 la. He's like laughing at him, and that part was so funny because I remember when I first met you and all your cousins. Bro, I was sitting in the back seat and I pulled my seatbelt. These dudes started caking me. They're like, bro, you're in the back seat. Why do you need a seatbelt? Yada, yada, yada.
We said the driver don't even wear seatbelts. Yeah. And you sit in the back and
the babies don't even wear seatbelts. No.
My little niece turned around, looked at him, and was like, what is he doing?
So I thought that was
realistic.
Yeah, it was realistic. Okay, cool. That's what I thought. I was like, bro, this is authentic Egyptian, like just driving right now.
Some cars don't even come with seatbelts out there. All the ones.
For real? Damn, y'all got no DMV.
I don't know what. Some of them don't even have rear view mirrors. Savage, bro.
Maybe taking like the little. We good. So they get out to the country, and his grandfather. He sees his grandfather first time in like 15 years. And it was, bro, I'm not going to lie, watching it again, I was like, damn, I felt touched. You know what I'm saying? Because he was like, he saw his granddad, he's in this little village. And then he realizes that his granddad has always been keeping up with him after he saw the photos and all.
Remember when he listened to all the audio, the recordings between his father and his grandfather, tell him that, hey, here's how it is in America. I just came here. It's hard. I just got my son Ramy. I think you would love him. So he listened to all that. He kind of went down memory lane. He wanted to, I guess, continue his legacy, man. I thought that was pretty cool. You know what I mean? Find more information about. He was on a mission, bro. He was out there. He was serious.
Well, he had seen his grandfather before, but I think those tapes, listening to it was just it was kind of like we were saying about getting to know your parents. He was like, I need to get to know this other side of my family because there's history there, and I need to know it. I need to know where I come from. I need to know who I am. Exactly. Yeah. And what was cool about this part in contrast to when he first went into Cairo was you saw that he didn't bring his granddad any gifts. He didn't go there with a bunch of stuff. He went there with a backpack. His granddad didn't ask him anything. His granddad was just like, come in, like, I'm going to treat you, get something to eat, shower, and then we'll sit down and talk. His granddad was like, I realized that it wasn't for me to teach my son everything. It was for me to teach my grandson everything. And then tragically, his granddad dies. But what I wrote down from that was he sees his granddad, and then him dying so suddenly was crazy. It's maktub, right? Yeah. And before he left the driver, the driver's car breaks down. He decides, I'm just going to walk. So he walks. He's seen mirages and all this crazy stuff. And then he says maktub, which means it's fated. It's like it's written.
It's written.
And it's funny because you think if he would have waited for the car to cool down, he might have missed that chance. His granddad might have had a heart attack before that. Yeah. But he took the walk. He gets there. He sees his granddad. They talk for a bit, and then he dies. And it's crazy to think like all things happen in God's timing. You know what I'm saying? Like all things happen in God's timing. So, they go to the funeral. His uncle has the iPad, and he's like all in people's faces with the iPad. And then his cousin's there, and he's talking to the girl. What's her name?
I forgot.
Do you remember?
No, I don't remember her name. I'll find out.
Yeah, find out what her name is. So his cousin is there, and she's like, "Hey, do you want to meet up?" And we just like go out and get away because we go to the house. You already know after a funeral, the house is just gonna be crazy. You just saw our granddad die. Like it's just nuts. You know what I'm saying? So they end up hanging out. They're going to a coffee shop. They're talking, and he finds out that she's divorced. It's cool. They're cousins. They're family. Which here wouldn't be no issue, but there, in Egypt, I guess it's a free for all, right? You ain't my sister, then you available, right?
Wait, you said we got what? One name between them?
Wow. See, that's the difference in our cultures, because my cuz is my cuz. That's like, if I declare you my cousin, that's like saying you my sister.
You're like, what up, cuz? You be like, I don't. I joke.
But no, you not, bro. No, you not.
That's not how I roll, but I've seen it. This
man purred like a.
But look, before you get into your, the cousin side of the story, there was something I wanted to add that you said earlier. The importance of finding more about your family, your legacy, and kind of like find out more, because it unlocks more about you. Like, wow, now I know why I love to travel. My father or my great grandpa was a traveling salesman. Like, this has been in my blood. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I'm a police officer because my great grandpa was a police officer. Anyway, Ramy did that, and one thing that I noticed was that even though his family was from Cairo, nobody's really from the city. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't really from the city. His family was from the countryside. So same thing for us, and it's same thing for a lot of people here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, a lot of people are.
People from DC, Northern Virginia, but then they have people from North Carolina, South Carolina, Florida. Like, that's where their country, that's where they originated from. And so I implore you, like, some motivation to figure out where your family's from. Just learn more about your history. I know, was it Ancestry.com is also like a pretty good one to kind of trace a few things?
I don't think so. I'm doing a little bit of research into the haplotypes, and that gives you more accurate. It's called haplotype.
Haplo,
HAPLO type. And haplotype basically just gives you a more in-depth description of your lineage on whatever side, on the same sex side of your family. So if you're a boy, you get your father's side. And if you're a girl, you get your mother's side. So if you have siblings, it's good, because then you can see where your mom's side is from through your sister, and then you can get your dad's side through you if you're a guy, or vice versa. So that's the important. I agree. I think it is important to know your history, and that's why I'm kind of doing the stuff that I'm doing on the back end, saying with my family, and learn our history and their narrative.
That's all I want to say. Let's go back to that.
Oh, okay, cool. So they get to the part where he's talking to his cousin. They're in the coffee shop. They're drinking chai. They're smoking hookah,
kicking it. And
she was like, "I'm divorced." And he was like, "Oh, okay, that's crazy." And she was like, "Yeah, it's very hard out here because guys either want to marry a virgin, or they want to have sex on the first night, and there's like no in between." And that is wild.
That's a pretty wide range.
Now, I think it's interesting because we do look at divorced women a certain way, right? Like, I was talking to this woman. She was divorced, and I don't think anything's wrong with it. I personally, I'm just like, yo, like, that's dope. You know what I'm saying? Something to learn from. So anyways, someone in my family was like, yo, like, why are you going after divorced women? I was like, yo, interesting, because the prophet's first wife was a divorcee, or she was a widow. So she had been married before.
I think her first two husbands had passed away.
Yeah, and she had got both of their inheritance. But it's interesting that people look down on divorcees when divorcees are some of the first women we should actually go and get. You know what I'm saying? Like, we should take care of the divorced women, and marry them in, and we should look after them, because, like, bro, a lot of people look at them as untouchables after they've been married. Like you said, dudes either want a virgin, or they just want to sleep with you like you a hooker, you a hoe or something. So, now then she's like, oh, here it is. Sorry, I'm going off my notes. So then, she's like, what's your situation? He's like, I'm trying to figure it out. Like, I've talked to Muslim girls, and he's like, I want to go to Friday prayers, but then I also want to go to Friday night out, and I'm going to both. But he said this, and I thought this was so important. This is important for anybody watching or listening to understand. He said, I don't think the issue is the woman and them being Muslim. He said, I just don't know what type of Muslim I am. Talking about line of the series.
Bars of 2019.
Yeah, they come out 2019. I was like, was it 2018? It's been so long since we did the first one, right? that was interesting because I think a lot of us have this idea of what a Muslim is, but we don't really know how we fit into that mold of being Muslim. I think it takes a long time to identify your type of Muslim, and you have to be comfortable in the type of person that you are and how you deal in Islam. So when he said that, I was like, wow, like that was maturity, bro, to be able to admit that.
Dog, praise be to God.
Praise be to God. Praise be to God.
Allahu Akbar.
Praise be to God.
But nah, man, I would 100% agree with you, especially when it came to the divorce part. Our Prophet, peace and praise be upon him, would encourage the Sahabas to marry the divorcees because they had children that would be not accounted for. You feel me? So it's like, yo, you want the community to strive and to withstand any type of pressure, then like, yo, make sure these kids are accounted for and taken care of, you know? Look, guys, there's a difference between divorcees and baby mamas. Like, that's a big difference. Baby mamas weren't married. It was just, I don't want to say it was out of wedlock, but maybe it was. But look.
I mean, even still, like, they need to get married too. Kids still got to be taken care of.
You're right. But maybe that wasn't the intention from the beginning, though.
What you mean?
Like, sometimes with baby mamas, you kind of just almost.
No. I'm saying after the fact, though. Like,
yeah.
I'm saying after the fact.
Long story short, kids not accounted for have to be taken care of.
And women not accounted for, like, no woman should be out here taking care of a kid on her own. Like, that's nuts, bro.
Dang, this almost goes back into full circle talking about what Ramy's dad fear-mongered his daughter. Same situation, saying that you don't want to be that person that woman was talking about right now.
Right.
There's more than just two type of women out here. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. So she takes Ramy to, after he confesses, like, he's trying to figure out what type of Muslim he is because he wants to be spiritual, he wants to gain, he wants to get back on his deen. She takes him to it's a mosque, but it's more, what is it like? What I can't remember the name for.
There's something specific for what they did. I know
it's dhikr.
It's dhikr, but it's a different type. It's a different type of dhikr.
It's like a chant.
I think it could be
because we did it. It's dhikr, but we did it at Camp Khalil. Shout out Camp Khalil. Yeah. We did it at Camp Khalil. Remember that one morning at the Fajr where we sat there. La ilaha illallah, la ilaha illallah, la ilaha illallah, Muhammad Rasulullah. Bro, I love that. We did that joint for like 5-10 minutes. And you get like in a sway, and me, like, when I get in it, bro, I'm like feeling it. I'm like swaying, like I got tears. I'm in it, right? and that's what she took him to do. And I think at that point, he loved it. Something unlocked in him, and it unlocked in her because she was like, "You're the person I've been looking for," because no one else gets it. People think I'm weird for this. People think. Like, bro, it's something when you find somebody who spiritually is on the same wavelength as you, bro. It's beautiful.
Hey, I'm telling you, man, your cousins work. Just joking.
Nah, my man, he said my second wife gonna be my cousin.
Don't worry, I trust her.
The first one was just to get my citizenship.
So crazy.
So.
Man, that was like almost like the ending scene at that point.
Yeah, basically, like so they went out and they like hung out together, and then at the very end, they're like, like we're feeling these feelings, and they're like, no, our granddad just died, and eventually they kiss each other. They're like, but we're cousins.
And then cut. I think that was at the end of it.
Yeah, that was the end. It was like dun, dun, dun. So,
man,
cousins, bro. Like how, bro? How?
I just don't know. It's just the way it happens.
How can you go? Never mind. I ain't gonna say what I was gonna say. Because I remember the last time I said it, and I felt like really dirty after I said it.
Yeah,
you remember? I'm about to say. Yeah, I ain't gonna say all that.
Don't keep to yourself.
I'll tell you after we cut the podcast. But how? Like, because in my culture, like marrying your cousin, bro, that's some West Virginia stuff. Like, that's what we would say, right? Like, you gonna come out deformed, baby gonna come out with 3 legs and stuff. It's like, nah, we don't mess with that. But in y'all culture and in other cultures, like, bro, like, that's acceptable.
Yeah, but if you don't marry your cousin, like that baby gonna come out crazy.
Wow. Yo.
No, that's over exaggeration. I'm just playing with you.
No,
Look
but
at
one thing y'all do say is another scene where
fun.
y'all be like, the baby's gonna come out confused. Baby's not gonna know who the baby is, like who he is or who she is.
The identity crisis.
Yeah, but if we keep it on the family, there's no in-laws. Everybody's just in.
There's no questions. All the answers stay the same. You know what I'm saying? It's
Who's
always,
granddad? Same granddad. Who's grandma? Same grandma.
It's always B.
You got the same uncles, aunties. There's no reintroduction. Everybody knows everybody. Congratulations.
Let's start life.
Right.
Oh man. So what do we want to give?
Not gonna lie, that is kind of easy, bro. That would make life so.
That's what I thought about it, but it's like I should do.
Oh, you better hope certain people don't listen all the way to the end.
I might have to edit this part and cut it out.
Oh man.
So do we
keeping it.
Overall tell them how we like the show and all that? Or,
Bro,
I mean, if we did this much, yeah, it's like, bro, you know, enjoy it.
I love the show. So there's two things. We take that question and then we say like, what are our expectations going into it?
Oh, for season 2?
Yeah, for season 2. I loved it, man. I thought that there was a lot of things in there that he touched on. You know, some things he touched on a lot, and certain things he kind of just threw it in there just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Subliminally. Subliminal messages about the culture and about just how we act as young Muslims and even older Muslims and as immigrant Muslims, Egyptians specifically. I thought he did a really, really good job of throwing all of that in there and making a very complete series that anybody watching could relate to.
But like you said, I love how he brought everything together, especially because he used Egyptian music. You know what I mean? They also spoke Arabic in there. You know, he used the people looked Egyptian. He looked like he used his actual friends, you know, and something local. He's out in New Jersey, man. So overall, it was a very informative show, and it was fun, and it was short. It was 25 minutes. So I knock out a series, can knock out another one, you know. But for season 2, are we going to expectations?
Yeah. What are you expecting? Are you excited for season 2?
For season 2, I'm trying to see more of his black friends. You know what I mean?
That's why we should be up there.
In season 1, it was all Egyptians.
Maybe he doesn't have any black friends.
No.
Everybody has
you out in
black
Jersey,
friends.
you're here in America, you feel me?
Yeah, you got some black
you
friends.
can have different. He even showed some white friends when he was younger. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Come on, so that's what I want to see, the full spectrum. I mean, I know Mahershala is gonna be in there.
But I beg to differ. I think that he didn't have any black friends growing up because his parents they fed into the stereotype of black people in this country. Yeah, so they kept him away from. I think if he has an episode like that.
And he bring in some actual some black Egyptians like me, some Nubians, and my man right here, bro. Sign us up.
Nah, but he ain't. Nah, bro, he ain't ready for that yet.
We'll go.
That's season 3. That's season 3. We'll see you season 3, Ramy.
What are you talking about for season 2 though?
Season 2, man. I think if he stays on the same track, it'd be great. I want to see more episodes that kind of 9 and 10. Where they're stitched together. They go from one episode to the next. I'm excited to see what happens with him and his cousin. I'm excited to see that. I'm really excited to see. I think her name is it Deena? It's Deena.
No, Deena's a sister.
Oh no, Deena's a sister.
Yeah.
Did you ever find the name or not?
No, I did not.
Dang it. Yeah, I'm excited to see what happens with him and his cousin. What else? I'm excited to see what happens with his sister Deena though. Where does she go? How she flourish? How she kind of gain her own?
How the characters evolve?
Yeah, I'm curious to see, but specifically her character, just because she's more similar to Ramy, right? She has her own personality. She wants to kind of get out of the house, basically. So is she able to do that in season 2? Does she, does she get a little bit more leeway, or does that experience in episode 6 kind of make her a little less rebellious? I'm curious,
and I kind of want to see on this episode where Ramy is in his life, or what he's gonna show. I like how he showed 9/11 on the first season. You know what I'm saying? So this time,
he's definitely gonna talk about.
I want to see what type of trial and tribulations is he going to talk about, because he already talked about going back home and dealing with materialistic family members. He already talked about 9/11, talked about, you know,
partying,
sex, exactly. So I'm trying to think about what type of variations, or is it just going to look different? You know what I mean? So that's what I'm excited, to see. I'm very curious.
This show definitely outlines a lot of issues that we have within the overall Muslim community, and
it opens up
even more specifically, like Western Muslim community. Just like the issues that are out here, you know what I'm saying? So I think the show did a really good job of that. And I'm just ready for season 2. I'm ready to do more episodes and reviews on this season or on the show. And shout out to Ramy. If you guys are going to watch the show, we highly recommend it. We didn't even tell you guys there's going to be spoilers, but if you made it this far, you're already spoiled. So, or maybe you just listening to it because you watched the series and you just want to get our opinions and you want to kind of have that gossip time. Yes. Yeah, and I'm cool with that. Like, I think that's dope. You know what I'm saying?
Mess it up.
So mess it up. So yeah, that's dope. Let's talk. Let's have discussion. We're going to be on the all day today. We're going to be on, and we're going to be talking about the show. And you know, we want you guys to. I was going to say tweet us. Who uses Twitter? We want you guys to hit us up on Instagram, reply to like the stories, whatever, and the comments or what have you, and let's talk, because I think it's a great show. I think majority of you guys have either seen it or you know about it at least. So yeah, let's. I want to get you guys' opinions. What are you guys excited for season 2? And are you guys feeling the show? Do you feel like this show do you feel like it represented you in any way? And if so, what areas?
Exactly. Is this show is it a good first step? Because this show is a first step.
Yeah, there's no show out like it.
I don't know it. I haven't seen it. I don't know if Jabril has, but this is the first step. And because now that Ramy has taken the first step, we can also come behind him. He's opened so many different doors. So, you know, also want to be thankful for all of the problems that he highlighted and all the good things that Muslims are doing here in America. So
thank you, Ramy.
Hey, we are excited, Brody, for all.
All right. So, Mo, how can people listen to us if they want to listen to more episodes?
Yes, absolutely. So you can check us out. You can listen to us on all the major listening podcast platforms such as SoundCloud, Google Play, Apple Podcasts, Apple, iTunes, Stitcher Radio. Where can they watch us?
You can watch us, my friends, on YouTube. And if you don't already follow us on Instagram and Twitter, that's Young, the letter N Muslim, Young and Muslim. You can follow us on there to see all of our short clips, some of the longer clips. Oh, and guess what? We on TikTok, baby. So my man is loving TikTok right now. You guys have TikTok, we recommend that you go and follow us. So we put videos on there as well as Instagram. And, of course, you see the full episodes on YouTube as well as short clips that we're putting out. That's new, 2020.
Welcome to the family, man.
Yes, welcome to our... shout outs to our new listeners. Shout out to our old listeners. Shout out to our current listeners. People that, as Joe Budden says, our first time and our last time listeners. Because some of y'all, like, after some of the stuff that we be saying, y'all ain't coming back.
I ain't messing with these fools.
Shout out to all the people that watch the lives. Shout out to all the people that comment. Shout out to the people that like all of our stuff.
Love.
That's love.
That's love.
That's love, cuz, you know, once you salam me, then we family.
Fam, dog.
What else, Mo? What else we got? Is that it?
Hey, we got a lot of things coming up, man. Episodes in a whole that will be coming up. Christmas episode, New Year's, a lot of great things. 2020 is going to be jam-packed with guests, inshallah, speaking gigs.
We stop there. You guys deserve no more than that, because you got to listen to the next episode of Dragon Ball Z.
To be continued.
All right, so for the last hour and 24 minutes, you have been listening to the Young and Muslim podcast. It was a good episode.
It was a great one.
Yes, I loved it. My name is Jabril Salam.
And Muhammad Hassan.
And I leave you with the greens of peace.
Assalamu
Alaikum.
Goodbye. Peace. Yes.